Before we begin, I want to give a huge shout out to this fantastic animation made by Ayana the Dork. But ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said, you know what? I'm going to see this movie. I'm going to see the Masters of the Universe movie. And lo and behold, I saw it a couple of hours ago, around 5 p.m. And, you know, my initial thoughts about this movie from the trailer was like, oh god, this looks like a mess. This looks like a mess. And, man, this is just gonna be, like, terrible, you know. I mean, the voice isn't right, it looks kind of cheap, weirdly enough, and, you know, it's not gonna be better than the 1987 Dolph Lundgren movie. So, you know, I went into the movie theater, and I sit down, I bought my ticket for $20 for a movie, which is outrageous. I didn't even get snacks, I'm like, holy crap, you know, but... I sit down and I wrote down notes. Not 5 a.m., 5 p.m., my bad. p.m. Did I say a.m.? Sorry. But I wrote down these things, so I remember it. Here's the chronology of events. It was a Spider-Man movie trailer, and I was like, okay, alright. And that didn't particularly look amazing, and I don't really... want to see that movie, Spider-Man. You know, I'll stick to Tobey Maguire, thank you very much. But, you know, and then I sit down, I'm like, where is all the fucking people? It's still the, you know, pre-movie trailers happening, you know, and I counted them, 11 people in this movie theater watching this at 5 p.m. Now, I understand, like, you have to basically be very, like, nostalgic to know about this, but on the cover of the poster, it said, like, a fantastic adventure movie reviewed by so-and-so magazine. And I'm like, alright, fine, you know, they say that about everything, cool. And I sit down and I'm watching the movie previews. And again, this is just my movie-going experience so far, sitting down. And they start showing military, like, ads. Set to, like, Green Day music in Sweden. And it's like, join the military. And it was just, like, basket case. Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da. I'm like, what the fuck? And it was like shown to be fun. I'm like, what the hell? You know, insane. And juxtaposition with that, there was constant ads for, we have a hamburger place here called Max. So it was nothing but military ads and hamburgers and Spider-Man. And I'm like, holy shit, man. But anyway, I sit down and I'm like, okay, you know what? I actually like a movie theater that is a sort of an empty theater, because you know why? You can actually, like, really lounge back and enjoy, you know, the movie. And you know, it's a smaller. I mean, I could have gotten a larger room to view it in, but I'm like, you know what? This is fine. This is fine. I also went alone this time. I usually bring bacon in there, but I'm like, you know, this is a spiritual and a sexual experience for me, and I want to see this movie, you know, super glued to the screen. I want to really judge it with no interruptions, with bacon whispering, you know, big chungus in my ear. So, movie begins, and tell you what, I'm gonna ask you this: would you like to know my quick spoiler-free review of this movie immediately? Because I know you're all sitting down like, okay, what the fuck did you actually think about this? And then we can go into depth about this. All right, let's do that first. So this is a spoiler-free, quick summary of my opinion on my review here. If you just want the deets and you want to be like, okay, now I can leave and don't care about this. I love this movie. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm eating my fucking words. Okay. I really enjoyed this movie. I really liked it. And you might be like, you're full of shit, Mr. Joey. What the fuck you're talking about? Kayfabe off? I really liked it. I mean, maybe love is a strong word, but I thought this is one of the, like, better adventure movies I've seen in a while. Like, I was completely fucking wrong about this. Like, I was cynical as fuck about the trailer. The trailer, by the way, sucks. It's not indicative of what this movie is like. So, I would say, if you want a strong, like, 7 out of 10. Towards the end, it was, like, nudging to become an 8 out of 10. I was saying, like, yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about, you know? So, what did I love about this? Well... first of all, let's address the Lego in the room. Jared, Lego, Dr. Michael Morbius. I don't know how the fuck he keeps getting roles in Hollywood. I don't know what kind of dirt he has, but he is in every movie. And nothing stops Jared Leto, apparently. And I hate to fucking say this. I really hate to say this. But he made for a very good Skeletor. The voice was weird at first. It's just like modulated weird shit. It's like it's a between like the goofy Skeletor laugh, but it's like Tim Curry evil Skeletor. Like he's chewing the scenery and like it's like a theatrical play, you know. And I'm like, I like it. I really liked it. It was just so self-aware what it was that I'm like, okay. But here's the thing. I don't know if Jared was like mocapping the Skeletor performance. I mean, the voice could have been performed by anybody, really. I mean, I would have still, at the end of the day, preferred Skeletor like this, He-Man. But there was elements of that when Skeletor laughed in this movie. It was, you know, like that. I'm like, okay, that's it. Okay, I'm on board with that. Maybe it was like too goofy to go in that direction. But for me, I warmed up to the voice. You know, I was like, okay, fine. If it's gonna be that way, so be it. But it's very goofy. It's very goofy. And here's why I really like this movie. The tone of this movie is not conveyed in the trailer at all. This movie is like a self-aware tribute to itself, and it's knowing how goofy it is, while also delivering a kind of a basic adventure plot about, you know, He-Man coming back to Eternia. And it's got, you know, like character development in characters, and I thought it was a fine viewing experience. At no point was I bored. At no point was I sitting in the movie theater like checking my phone and going, fuck, when is this over? You know, it had good pacing. And I will say this too, this might be a bit of a cheat to complement the music, because there's lots of Queen in here, you know. And the leitmotif of this movie, weird enough, is not He-Man. It's fucking ABBA. It's, what is that song? Lay Your Love on Me or whatever the fuck? Ba da 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 da. You know, ABBA. It was very close. I was like, they're referencing ABBA? What the fuck? But as the movie goes along towards the end, where Prince Adam really has realized his like role to be, you know, the defender of Grayskull, He-Man, and then they start playing. Apparently, Brian May played the guitar for the soundtrack. Well, that's just cheating, because that's naturally good music. But then they start playing the actual da 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 da, and I'm like, okay, hold on now. And then it got super cheesy and like cartoonish and true to the source material, where Cringer the Battle Cat, and like, now we're going on adventures. I'm like, okay, now the wheels are off. Okay, now it's straight up a cartoon, and then I'm like, all right. Da 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 da. Like, it was that on screen. I'm like, hell yeah, you know, no compromise here. Fuck yeah, we're leading into it. No, like MCU, like we gotta take it seriously. Total fucking neon cheese. And I'm sitting there like, are you seeing this? To the people like in the theater, I'm like, yeah, you know, I like it. And then you had Skeletor like, He-Man, you'll never get the sword back. You can never be anybody but yourself, which is a weakling. And get this. There's a scene in this movie, and this is kind of half spoilery. Skeletor does a mind probe into Prince Adam and basically transports himself into awkward periods in his life, juxtapositioning him into a gym, a restaurant, and his actual job in like HR, drinking coffee, and he's just like, yeah, it's me, I'm in your life now. And I'm like, holy fuck, this is it. And that was towards the end, and that's where I really think the movie found its footing. And I was laughing like out loud. It was Skeletor like you remember that commercial they had? I forgot what commercial it was, but it was like live action Skeletor and He-Man. It turned exactly into that. I was like, holy shit. First of all, I will say this. I don't know what the actor's name is playing He-Man. When he gets the look down, And, you know, it's fucking He-Man. And Skeletor looks so good. He looks like that. Is it Geico or whatever fucking commercial? Whatever the fuck it is. You really... What you're seeing on screen is what he looks like in the movie. There's no, like, the 1987 version where it's like... Yeah, we have, like, a skeleton man. I mean, you get Skeletor with all the antics. Maybe the voice isn't totally 99% accurate, but the character is. He loves being evil. And there was an element... Okay, so kind of spoilery here. But, you know, Prince Adam, you know, when he's a kid, he gets transported to Earth because, you know, Castle Grayskull is being taken over by Skeletor's forces. So he's in the real world for a while, and he's got, like, a boring office job, and he works with, like, people and talking to them and shit like that. And towards the end of the movie, where he fights Skeletor, he's like, oh, you know, slow down here. Why do we have to fight? Listen, I work with this shit for a living. We're gonna talk, all right? We're just gonna, let's not fight, let's actually, I'm like, okay. It's like, listen, what's wrong with you? Like, did you have a bad childhood? What's going on with you? Like, you know, like, actually, there was like a Mass Effect Paragon dialogue option, right? And he was like, honestly talking to Skeletor, like, listen, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, can we not come to some agreement? Can we not, like, just work this shit out? And Skeletor was like, you know, I see your point, He-Man, I do, but there's a bit of a problem. I just love being evil. It's all I am. I'm just evil. I'm a villain. And I'm like, right. He's like Palpatine. He just fucking loves it. Like, he's the kind of Skeletor that runs around in a cave going, yeah, and rolls around for no reason. That's the character. And I'm like, that's fucking it. They didn't try to make him deep or like a misunderstood villain. He was just, I'm just evil, I don't know. I just love fucking up shit. And I'll give you some examples of what happened in the movie. All right, here's more spoilery. So there's a He-Man character called Mossman. And when he's trying to find He-Man with the sword, he's trying to get this. He's interrogating all the, you know, the good guys. He picks one of the guys, which is Mossman, and he, like, turns him into, like, shit. And he goes, I made him into Mulch Man! Now he's Mulch! I love Mulch! I'm like, holy fuck, he referenced Mulch? I love Mulch! He calls He-Man a boob. It's man, none of this shit you'll see in the trailers, which is like terrible. I thought the trailer was terrible. It does not set you up for this at all, you know. Here's some other stupid shit in this movie. There was Skeletor feet in this movie. Skeletor takes a big nap, and they like zoom in on his feet, and I'm like, okay, they are very self-aware of what the fuck they're doing here. Let's see here. Here's some other stupid shit that I wrote down here. Oh yeah, when they fight and Skeletor's about to lose. Here's a spoiler. Skeletor literally goes, oh, balls! This was like the total opposite of that Netflix series. You know, He-Man Revelations, where it was like serious. This is a cartoon. You're watching a live-action cartoon. But that's a little more adult because they realize the audience is like a little older now. You know, but it's just like an adventure movie with, you know, the He-Man characters, and it's you know, you like the character, you like Prince Adam, you like She-Ra and all that stuff, you know. But I will say the strongest point of this movie was these two goobers fighting and talking to each other. He-Man and Skeletor together, I couldn't get enough. I was actually like, can we please skip the other dialogue in this movie so we can have more of these two? Absolutely loved it. I absolutely love these two. So, now that I've given praise to this, where I love the music and the pacing and the adventure movie, wahaha. Here's the bad. I thought this movie looked really cheap sometimes. It looked like one of those, like, when you're pirating hockey shows online and you have to watch American ads, the CGI in those ads is comparable to this movie, where like it looks kind of like an early 2010 CGI movie at times. But I was wondering, like, maybe it's so self-aware that they don't give a shit. They know how goofy it is. You know what I mean? It feels very like, yeah, we green screened two actors in a room and added glow to them to make it magical. You know? And it's kind of unapologetically like, whimsical with the CGI where I'm like, okay, this is just, you know, I don't know, but you know, but I was willing to foresee that because there's a lot of like good, you know, props and like actual physical stuff and makeup on the actors too that looks good. But the look of Skeletor himself, I thought was the best Skeletor I've ever seen. I mean, he smirks with his like bone structure in his face, and it you know, I think it was a great look for him. But here's some other bad things to him, right? There was MCU humor in this, and that I think didn't really work. I like more of the interaction between them, but there was a little bit of the MCU. Wow, that's awkward. You know, where 3 actors are talking to each other and they go right. Really? It's like they're breaking from their usual shtick and they're like addressing something awkward in the room and like that just happened, you know, that kind of shit. But I was like, you know, all those movies have that, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy kind of bullshit anyway, so it's whatever. But on the contrast to that, the MCU kind of like dialogue humor sometimes all kind of worked at times too, because it was like almost self-aware how ridiculous it was. Like Skeletor also has dialogue where there's like he compliments He-Man. I forgot what he said, but he was like, "That dastardly Prince Adam with his bulging biceps. I can't wait to get my bone in him." And I was like, he said his milky thighs. I'm like, okay, I know what they're doing. There was a lot of fisting jokes in this movie. There was like surprisingly a lot of sex jokes, but it wasn't like vulgar sex jokes. It wasn't like, you know, and I'll drink his semen all day. No, it wasn't that. It was more like there's a character called Fisto, and they're like, you must what? Yeah, because I fist people. Oh, and that might be like an eye roll and like, oh, that sounds like fucking stoner comedy. But it was like, it was fine. You know, it was fine. And my main the trailer really looked terrible. The trailer did not sell this at all. You know, but listen, my spoiler-free review here, a little bit of spoilers. I would say it's a 7 out of 10. I would say if you're looking for a fun adventure movie that, you know, just is very basic but fun and pays tribute to these characters and in a very cartoony way, and towards the ending it turns fucking awesome, legitimately, where it really becomes, you know, He-Man. This is where the spoilers begin, because I'm gonna say something big now. At the very end of this movie, they do a fucking like PSA with Orko, and that's when I knew, okay, now they're going full ham. He-Man. It was like, it's like Orko was like, hey everybody, today's movie was all about the importance of realizing who you are, and it's not necessarily about the physical strength that you have. It's about, you know, the power within, you know, and that's what, you know, I have the power, you know. So I'm just telling you all the guys in the audience right now, you know, stay free from the cocaine on the streets. Don't climb into, you know, laundromats and all that shit. I'm Orko. I hope you enjoyed our movie. Peace out. You know. And then da 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 da, you know. But okay, so yeah, now that I've talked about this, but I do want to apologize because I went into this with a so fucking cynical attitude. I went into this movie like with my arms crossed almost. I'm like, oh, let's get this shit out of the way. But I was pleasantly surprised how much I enjoyed this. Like I owe everybody an apology for my cynical attitude going to this, saying this is gonna be a fucking shit direct-to-DVD Spy Kids crap movie, you know. But it was more than that. It was more. It was just an enjoyable movie experience. And sometimes I also attribute to this. Some games have streamed on this channel, like Sonic Forces, is not technically a good movie, but it is. It's a good game. But sometimes you just have a good time watching it anyway, and it brings you joy. You know, it brings you entertainment. It might not be like deep, but shit. No, but I had fun. All right, now. Here's where the real spoilers begins. I'm gonna basically retell the entire goddamn movie for you because some of you guys don't wanna, you know, watch this movie yourself and you don't want to go to the movie theater, and I get it, dude. Movies are expensive to go to, and you gotta like get your ass out there, and it's not such a fun time. But anyway, let me put the movie poster on screen so we can enjoy what we're talking about. There, okay. This is where we're at. Da 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 in the background. All right. So anyway, so the movie started with the ABBA theme. You know, lay your love on me. You know, I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. I didn't even know if it was that ABBA song, but it sounded very similar. And it started off with like Prince Adam. I don't know what this actor's name is, but he was like doing a sort of almost like, it looked unapologetic with its fantasy. Like, it wasn't like, yeah, but we have to kind of ground it in reality. No, they went like full ham with it. It starts showing Eternia, and it's like, hey, this is Eternia, you know, check out all these creatures and dragons, and wow, it's a great fantasy land. And it's showing him in his youth with Man-at-Arms, you know, being trained, and he wants validation from his dad because, you know, he's, you know, please put spoiler warnings on the screen until you're done. Oh, okay, yeah, let me do that, let me do that. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. Spoilers. There we go. Cool. Anyway, so now that I fucked a lot of people just from watching this movie, they're like, oh, you already spoiled the entire movie. All right, anyway, so yeah, anyway, you know, he spends his childhood, he's training, you know, he wants validation, he's not doing great, but, you know, hey, it is what it is. He meets, like, young She-Ra, and eventually, you know, Skeletor attacks, and Skeletor, you know, is goofy as fuck when he gets on there. You know, he wants a sword of power. You know, that's what he's holding right there. And, you know, so the sorceress sends him to Earth when he's still a kid. It's kind of like Superman in a little bit, but it doesn't really go that way. But he goes through like a dimensional gate, thunk, and he spends time on Earth. He's trying to date women. And on each date, he's like, yeah, and, you know, I come from Eternia, you know, there's like a Skeletor bad guy, and, you know, there's like dragons and all kinds of shit, you know, and she's like, I need to go now. It's like, hey, wait. Like, he has no self-awareness that he sounds crazy, and he has a roommate, and he comes home after the date, and he's like, God damn it, I fucked up again. It's like, why? Did you tell her? It's like, yeah, why am I gonna lie? And the other guy's like, well, just tell your parents died in some horrific accident. It's like, I can't lie. You know, but anyway, he works a normal job, in an office job, and he when he's like in between working, he's always like going on eBay looking like swords. Anyone seen this sword? And he can't find shit. He's like, God fucking damn it, where's the sword? I lost the sword in this time gate. I can't find this shit. And he spent like 15 years looking for this thing, and his boss is like, you know, I appreciate you working here, but the problem is, you keep looking at weapons during your breaks and shit. And he's like, well, you know, it's the whole reason I'm like, live. I'm like, less of that talk, please. It's like, no, I need to find the sword. I'm gonna fire you if you keep this up. And in this, like, evaluation meeting, on the phone, and in this, like, Dungeons and Dragons shop, he's got a friend or a contact that has found the sword. So he gets there, and he chats up every single person, and they'll be like, are you the guy who's got my sword? And like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, okay. So he tries everybody. Eventually, he finds the right person. And it's this, like, fake Conan the Barbarian statue that has the sword. And it really is the sword he's carrying, you know? But, you know, he takes the sword, comes home, and he gets arrested. And, you know, while he's going to the police station, you know, Beast Man appears, and he's gotten to Earth, you know? Because She-Ra has taken one of those ships to Earth. But anyway, to make a long story short, they're like, oh fuck, I haven't seen you in goddamn 15 years, dude. How you been? You're like, oh god damn it, you know. This is not how the characters talk, but you get my point. You get back to Eternia, and it's a mess because Skeletor's taking over, blah 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 blah, and it's just Skeletor loving being evil. Just running around and just loving it. You know? Because like, I won! You know, and now I'm gonna find Prince Adam, get the sword, and shit will be chill. It'll be great. He's right here. Walked right into my trap. You know. And Evil Lannister's like, yes, my liege, you truly are the best. It's like, I know I'm the best. You know, shit like that. I mean, maybe I'm overselling it because it's a little bit more grounded than that, but it is Skeletor. Let's not make a fucking, you know, like, squint at it. But yeah, anyway, so turns out that Man-at-Arms that I was training with a kid has turned into a raging alcoholic. He is now like a homeless dungeon hobo. And they you know, they reconnect and blah 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 blah, and you know, you see more and more, and eventually, you know, big shit happens, TM, and eventually, you know, I realizes, you know what? Let's try what the fucking this sword can do. All right, it's like, all right, I'm gonna try this. I have the power, and it's like, is that the right words? That sounds like MCU humor, I know, but. You know, it's like, all right, I'm gonna commit to this. I'm gonna fucking do this. All right, and he does, and then he start kicking ass, and then he start, you know, seeing that this character that's a little lost in himself gets more and more confident, and becomes more stoic and more like He-Man. You know, and you're like, okay, we're getting there. We're getting all the characters back. You know, and I listen. I'm not like an enormous He-Man fan. I primarily like Skeletor, but you see like. A lot of the villains and shit like that, like what's his name? Trapjaw, Claw Trap, Trapjaw. Yeah. You know, but yeah. But you know, the moment I realized that this movie is like it's above mid was when Skeletor beams out like a projection into the sky from, you know, Snake Mountain. Is like, hey man, here's the deal. I know you've got the sword, so here's what we'll do. I've got your parents, I've got your mama and your dada. Come to my castle and let's work it out. You know, come on over. Like, get over here, nothing bad will happen. Alright? Cool. Get over here. And so he does. And he gets to the castle. And he's got his dad over like a lava cliff inside of the top of the Snake Mountain. And Skeletor looks at him and is like, welcome, He-Man! Isn't it a nice view to kill? I'm like, alright. Yes. And it's total cheese. And you know, and eventually more stuff happens, and yeah. And it's just character development, and Teela isn't She-Ra, by the way. Oh, and it's not? Oh, shit! Oh, showing how little I know about He-Man. I thought so. By the way, She-Ra was at the end as a little bonus cameo thing. A View to Kill. Fake fan. Sorry. Oof. That's kind of embarrassing. I thought Teela turned into She-Ra with the power of Grayskull. It's different. Okay. Tourist. Sorry. Fake fan. Different woman. Well, you know, I can't say that I've ever been like a hardcore fan of this stuff, but I do know these characters like He-Man and Skeletor. You know, I know Stinkor. You know, but yeah. Anyway, so it all culminates towards the end. You know, where, you know, He-Man is more confident, and then he gets stabbed by Skeletor, and then he's like half dead, and then Sorceress is like, listen. You fucked up, but guess what? I picked you to be the defender of Grayskull. Because you know what? He's like, but I broke the sword. I fucked up, you know, in my fight. It's like, well, you know, fuck the sword. Here's the deal. What is your magic power? She's like, what? This is not verbatim dialogue, but it's what happens. It's like, what's this thing you say? It's like, by the power of Grayskull. It's like, go on. It's like, I have the power. See what I mean? You have the power. It's not the goddamn sword, right? Get your shit together, and comes back to life. And then starts kicking Skeletor's ass. And that's when I talked about earlier, where, you know, he works in human resources. He's like, all right, listen, we don't have to like duke this out. We don't have to like have a final battle. We can just talk. You know, I do this shit for a living. And that's when Skeletor goes, well, the problem with that is that I'm just evil. That's my character. I don't have a bad childhood. I just love being bad. And then they have a fight, and when He-Man is about to like destroy him, he goes, oh, balls. So that was lovely. I wish it was even goofier. I wish it was like, but there's a scene, again, this is where you know, before He-Man dies, TM, he's doing a mind probe into He-Man's consciousness, and that's when he, like, he's in He-Man's memories, and that's when he, like, hears him working out, and he's in the gym with He-Man. It's like, check these games out! And then he's in the restaurant with the woman he told off, that's like, oh, bro, I'm come from Eternia, you know, I hang out with dragons all day. She's like, I need to go. And then Skeletor is in, like, a suit at a restaurant, and it's like, you keep fucking up, don't you? And then he's at his job drinking coffee. I'm gonna do this again. Still spoilers on screen. Hang on. Skeletor job. I think somebody posted a screenshot the other day of this from the movie. Yes, just so you can get an idea where this could be. I don't think anybody has a screenshot of this. Fuck. Anybody that's seen this movie, does anybody have a screenshot of this? Draw it. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find this. It made me laugh out loud. Like, it's like audibly in the fucking audience. And I hate laughing out loud so everybody turns their head and, like, judges me, but you know. God damn it, where was this? Where was this? He was, like, drinking coffee. Human Resources Skeletor. Yes! 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 This was him. This is him at his work, like drinking coffee. Like, you sure hate your job, don't you? Oh, dude, it was splendid. Hang on, let's get another screenshot of this from the movie. I wonder. Hang on. I think that might be it. But yeah, he was in the gym and in the restaurant too, and that made me laugh out loud because I'm like, that's so goofy. But I'm just gonna keep that on screen. I'm gonna keep that on screen. But yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I mean, just the look of Skeletor. Like, man, they nailed this fucking look. I was so happy with this shit. Like, he looked so good. Like, this is some random clip, but fucking look at him. Fucking look at him. And that's goddamn Skeletor. That's it, man. You know, like this is a perfect thing. 4K clip, epic. But yeah, I keep going on about it. By the way, he doesn't wear a crown. That's just like for the scene. But the way his mouth moves and everything, I mean, this was Skeletor. It's like it's this movie is so much better than the 1987 movie. But okay, I'm gonna also say this. Still spoiler. You know who did show up in this fucking movie? You know who did show up in this fucking movie? I'm like, they're not gonna acknowledge the 1987 movie. They do, because Dolph Lundgren is in it. When He-Man is working out early in the movie, there's this like guy who gives him advice on how to like do this shit. You know. So old He-Man from 1987, Sweden represent, he's there. It's like, alright kid, here's how you do it. Okay, I've been around. You know, so it was a nice little blink, you know. There's a toy suit Skeletor coming out? What is this? Wait, somebody has a link on X about this? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna link this. This is like a Spanish dub. Okay, here's a scene of Skeletor. Here's a scene of Skeletor in the gym. Yeah. Let me see the rest. Yeah. Here you go. Spanish Skeletor. So this is just meme house. You know. But you know, I was like, okay, it's goofy, but it's awesome. Let's see what else I found here. Let's see what else I have here. Here's another scene. Here's another scene. Okay, Skeletor in the movie didn't have that deep of a voice, but the Spanish dub apparently gives him that, you know. But one more here. One more here. I love the Skeletor, man. But so damn, the Spanish voice actor cooked. Yeah, he might have done a better voice than Jared. But yeah, the director of the movie fought hard to make the executives wanting him to wear a golden skull mask. He-Man is huge in Spanish countries. They're massive fans. Well, in the movie, like, I'll give you an example. This is shot from my actual movie theater. Shot from my actual movie theater here. If I can fucking link this, hang on. You're seeing something you shouldn't see because this is movie piracy. I'm gonna get banned for showing this. Sony suck my dick. Okay. Just to give you an idea how Skeletor laughs in this movie and why I was behind it. I mean, I've already fucked up by showing you a little bit of this, but so this is what I mean with, like, you kind of hear the old Skeletor in this anyway. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, I'm into that. You know. That's you laughing. Well, you know, I do like my zooms. You know? Oh yeah, by the way, Cringer the Battle Cat. Cringer the Battle Cat is at the very start of the, you know... What is this company called? It's not Warner Brothers, it's fucking... Golden Oscar Mayer. Yeah, MGM, yeah. It replaced it with that, but, but seriously, I could talk more in depth about this a little bit more, but, was that the end of the movie? Why is no one there? That was the extra credits at the end. You know. Does Orca show up at all? Yes, Orca does show up at the very end to give like a drug PSA. Well, it's not a drug PSA, but it's like a moral of the story. It's like a reminder. Hey guys, you know, just so you know, this movie was about, like, you know, the physical, like, muscles you have. It's the muscles within, you know, shit like that. You know, like, you gotta use your own, like, intuition and, you know, the power of yourself rather than, like, physical, you know, shit, you know. The winners don't do drugs. It's about family. That's what's so important about it. I wonder if they do a movie on She-Ra. She-Ra is at the very end as the, you know, secret reveal at the end. And I'm like, ooh. Okay, ooh. But, what did you think of the 6 months later when they actually had the serious costumes? That's where I was super locked in. I was super locked in because I was like, okay, now the characters look even more like themselves. And that's when, like, He-Man is riding off with Cringer in full Battle Cat armor. And that's when they play He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Beep, 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 beep. And it's just like showing him going on adventures. I'm like, yeah! Like, they fully went full cheese Gorgonzola towards the end. You know, and with these, like, funny moments and everything. I mean, it's just... It was so much better than I expected. And I know you guys are gonna be like, shut the fuck up. How much did they fucking pay you, dude? Like, Jesus Christ, you were so anti this movie and you were so like, yeah, it's gonna be a 5 out of 10. It's gonna be forgotten about. But you know what it is? I like being surprised by quality. I like not like, yeah, whatever. And you're sitting there like, okay, there's maybe something to this. But, you know, I felt this movie was, like, you know, close to heart because, again, I'm Vargskelethor. I thought Skeletor has always been a thing on these streams, and I made music about the character and everything. But Joey was bribed $1. Sponsored comment. The Spanish voice actor for Skeletor also dubs another skeleton villain inspired by Skeletor in another cartoon. I know that. But I will say this. The character Skeletor, I don't know how much this was mo-capped by Jared or whatever. But, I mean, I have to give the guy credit. I mean, for the voice that he did and the Tim Curry-isms that he portrayed throughout. It sure was fucking better than Morbius, but, I mean, I don't like the guy. You know, I wish, in my heart, that at the end of the day, someone could, like, redub this movie with new Skeletor voice. But that is nitpicking. Overall, you know, I had a good time watching this. Joel, this or the OG 80s movie, legit kayfabe off. The 1987 movie is complete shit compared to this. This is actually, like, fun to watch. The other one is, like, a morbid curiosity because of canon films. You're like, oh, yeah, okay, I saw Superman 4. You know, sure, I saw Death Wish 3. But this is actually, like, a very, like, competent, good movie. But did this one have KFC? It did have Coke commercials in it. When He-Man is at the restaurant with his, you know, date, there's a really prominent shot where they pan over to Coca-Cola. And I'm like, I wonder who paid for this fucking movie. Because, you know, when you're having props for food in movies and it's, like, incidentally to the side, no, the Coca-Cola logo is, like, straight in your face. It was, like, macking me, you know. Your Lego is hard to understand, but the dialogue is actually really good. But I watched it with subtitles, so. Production of this compared to the Minecraft movie. I'm gonna say something really horrific. This movie is literally about a toy. Like the He-Man toys. But by comparison, the Minecraft movie feels like a toy movie. Like, I know this is technically a children's movie as well. But this felt more like a cohesive adventure you can watch. And, like, you know, the other one felt like a video game movie. You know. Nah. Like, the Minecraft movie, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was... I guess this movie has a conventional, like, movie structure to it. That is... It reminds me a little bit, in a way, of the 80s movie. It was like your basic fucking movie. There wasn't like any twists and turns to it. It was kind of like unapologetic in its execution, where it's just, here's the He-Man movie, and you were okay with that. Maybe I was okay with it. Maybe some people weren't. But well, you vineyard this when it releases later. Absolutely. Maybe I shot my load a little early by saying I love this movie. But I will say this, I double back that up and say this, I had a lovely time at the theater. Maybe I wasn't, like, in love with this movie, like how Skeletor was in love with He-Man in the movie. But I will say this, I had a great time at the movie theater watching this. And for however long this movie was, I was never ever thinking, alright. Maybe at the very beginning. Maybe at the very beginning I was still on the fence, like... You know, I paid $20 for this, and it's gonna be just embarrassing. But then you realize what they're doing. They're like, okay, this is the He-Man movie, okay? I think they fucked up by having such a shitty poster and trailer. Here's what they should have done. So check this out. So here's the He-Man poster. What you've been watching is some, like, beta release bullshit, right? So most movie theaters that you go to will have this, I think, you know, Masters of the Universe poster. And, 2020, holy shit, I can't spell. Yeah, most movies look, fucking hell, where the fuck? Can I not find a goddamn poster of this movie, please? What the fuck? What the fuck, man? Hang on. Zero marketing movie. Yeah, no kidding, man. Yeah, so here was my movie poster. Oh, I guess we're not gonna see that. It's a WebM, so, kindly die. Masters of the Universe PNG movie. Here we go. Here's the poster of this movie. I think this fucking sucks. This poster is terrible. they should have had like Drew Struzan or someone do like a 80s looking oil painting to this. Like this looks like one of those like Marvel ripoff movies, like Grim Avengers with the Lou Ferrigno in it. You know what I mean? Like this looks like a porn parody. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't know, man. You know how this should have looked? Hang on. He-Man poster oil painting. Let's see if I can get an example how this should have looked. Okay, I know this is fucking cheesy, but if they could get the actors to look like this on a poster, shit like that. Shit like that. And I know that, that's leaning too much into irony or something, but that's the whole fucking point of this. You know what you're getting. You're not pretending that it's something that it's not. like if this movie looked like this in the poster, people would be like, oh, another web M. Okay, die forever in hell, whoever invented this. But you know what I mean? This is what it should have looked like. Fucking love this kind of stuff. But I would say what you're seeing on screen here is representative into the movie. And that I thought was excelente. If I can do any minor nitpicks, and this is a crazy nitpick, and I thought the actor portraying Prince Adam / He-Man was pretty good, but I wish he would have been on steroids for this movie. I wanted him to be so fucking roided up that he could barely move. It's like his head was like stuck to the muscles, like, oh, get your Skeletor, knocking over shit. We're talking like Arnold size, you know. Yes, put the actor in grave danger. That would have been very good. No, but seriously, I will say this. Now, I know you guys don't trust Joey's judgment, especially in the fact that now that I've been paid to say how much I like this movie, but I will say this. If this movie is showing where you are, and you're like, fuck it, I'll see the He-Man movie. I guarantee you're not gonna hate it. I can't guarantee you'll have like the best time, but you're not gonna sit there and go, God fucking damn it, what the hell is this shit, Joey? I guess my expectations is so low for this movie that anything that was good, I was like pleasantly surprised by. So maybe my opinion of this is skewed, because I was like, I was like, fuck this, you know. So I'm like, wait a minute, this is like, okay, it's not that bad. Okay. But yeah, again, there you go. But questions, guys. I've been to war, man. I come back from the battlefield here. Ask me questions, and I'll tell you what happened in the movie. Is there a sex scene? There is a sex scene in this movie. It is kind of weird. Hang on, let me show you. So there's a character in the movie. Here we go. This is a character in the He-Man that they actually had on screen. This is a character called Pighead. Now, Pighead was a pig in the movie, right? And he's like one of the Skeletor's servants. And they show a really bizarre scene where you remember that episode in the early Super Mario Brothers Super Show? It might be the first episode where a bunch of what do they call it? Flurry. The boss is like, now lick my feet. And this is what happens. Like the pig head just goes, you know, like slathering his long pig tongue over like Skeletor's like feet. And that may be uncomfortable, but I realized that might be a contractual obligation requested from Jared Leto, because he's a weirdo, and he said, I won't be in this movie unless you put weird shit in it. And they're like, well, Mr. Lego, this movie is fully rendered. We're about to like output this into theaters on the silver screen. No, do it. No, do it. Anyway, ask me another question. What did you have as a snack? Nothing. After paying $20 for a goddamn movie ticket, I'm not gonna let them scalp and scam me even further. Because here's the thing, there is a grocery store like right near where the movie theater is. And if I wanted snacks, I could have gotten that instead. I did have a drink with my movie. I had like, you know, local brew. Not a beer, but you know, Trocadero shoutouts. But you know what? It's crazy in the movie theater. They want you to like get the popcorn, like a medium-sized popcorn tub, for like $9. Is Orca in it? Unironically, yes. Towards the very end in the PSA. But yeah, outrageous prices for movies. You know, I paid $8 for a medium soda when I saw Obsession. Movie tickets in Scandinavia is very expensive. Joey is my friend Fisto in it. Fisto is very much in it, and they keep making jokes where like, what's your name? Fisto, I fist people. What? Okay, what's this guy's name? My name is Ram Man. And what do you do? I ram men. That sounds like MC humor, but it's not really. Like, seriously, that was the explanation. I ram men. I love ramming. Hot men getting rammed. Let's see here. I see why you like this series. There's like 5 fisting jokes. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I remember sneaking in Subway to see Pirates of the Caribbean back in like 2007. You snuck in Subway, like the sandwich, for the movie? But what about the quiet dialogue scenes where, you know, Johnny Depp or whatever is like, "Yar, I be a pirate and I fake a British accent in real life even though I'm American." While that's going on, you hear... Like, they're gonna hear you eat your fucking sandwich, man. You ate like lunch and dinner food. Not I mean, I hear, you know, that popcorn shit. Yeah, sure. But, you know, hearing like meaty protein being devoured in a slimy mouth. Sausage gravy. So was that imagine the smell. I've snuck in sodas and candy before. I have a jacket with inner pockets. Smell a bunch of mayonnaise. I have brought in whole fucking pizzas and 3-liter drinks inside. Dayu, I have a quick question. What country do you come from? Just a quick question. Chile. Well, my perception has changed of Chile now. I thought Chileans, they drink wine. You know, now I know that they sneak in 3-liter bottles of Pepsi and a huge pizza into a movie theater. You sure you don't bring in chili? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I brought Tupperwares to cut the pizza and get it in. Okay, Charlie. Okay, Charlie. What is your spaghetti policy? But guys, we're not gonna talk too much more about this movie, but overall, I'd say, yeah, no, I had a good time watching this, man. I recommend it to anybody. I was going into it with a real cynical mindset, thinking like, oh god, another one of these like MCU revival movies of like an old franchise or whatever. But as a standalone feature, I just had a good time watching it, man. I mean, I didn't think this movie was going to be anything like this, and the trailer basically lied to you, in my opinion. I mean, it really sounds like I'm sponsoring. I've been paid to say these things, and I know it's shocking to some people. Like, what the fuck? I love my cynical Joey. I mean, when you watch like a Summer Games Fest, all you do is just vomit on these Dark Souls ripoffs from China, and I say, you know, sometimes occasionally Joey gets his balls electrocuted, and he goes, "Whoa, this was actually like surprisingly and good. It's surprisingly good." And I know people will conspiratorially think like he was paid to fucking say this. I don't think that's gonna happen because this movie is like bombing commercially. Like there was like 10 people in the movie theater for this, and it apparently cost like $200 million, and it's not making that money back. So I was gonna say, support this small indie movie. Surprised because the trailer didn't give me much hope for it to be good. That's what I fucking thought, man. That's what I fucking thought. Of course, it's a box office bomb. Jared Leto is in it. That's true. I wish it was literally anybody else. You know, like, I don't know why he had to be the guy. You know, it almost like this movie has a stain on it because he's in it. But he's not really in it. It's more like he's doing a voice and maybe mocapped. But, like, I wouldn't say that's Jared Leto. Sorry, I keep saying it. It could have been Jack Black and he would have done it better. Maybe. Is Skeletor a puppet or something? No, that's Skeletor. Again, if you're like, how does Skeletor look in the movie? I'll show you another video. Just to get an idea. Again, here's a scene where Skeletor is in the gym. You know, I loved it. I love these scenes. Yeah, I love it. All right. I didn't know this was a real scene. Okay, so if you don't know the context behind that, and you're like, what the fuck? So towards the end of the movie where they have a fight, Skeletor mind probes He-Man, and like, how do you work? How does your mind work? What goes on in there? And it goes like, in his head. It's like, oh, this is what's going on. Okay, I see you're a failure, He-Man. You know. That gave me the most intense image of Skeletor in the movie, just being a cartoony sock puppet, and that's immensely funny to me. Jimbro Skeletor. I like that I infected how you guys spell Skeletor. It's Skelethor. I'm Skelethor, like Thor. Skeletor is the villain thing. Don't make the mistake. All right, you'll out yourself for being a Fecal Funny fan. But yeah, it was basically like cheesy Tim Curry acting, and I fucking love it. You know. But I will say this again: if you plan on seeing this movie and you needed some sort of incentivized opinion about, like, okay, well, I trusted what Joey says because he usually doesn't lie. You know, I don't lie, I fly, and I say this. I had a good time. I can't guarantee you'll have a good time yourself, but from what I saw, this pleasantly surprised me, and I ate my fucking words. I'm just gonna do this, so now you can, like, go back. But yeah, I had to eat my words. I bow my head and I say, I was wrong. I was totally fucking wrong. I thought this movie was gonna be a real fucking piece of shit cash grab that they just, like, rolled into theaters to capitalize on nostalgia. And yes, of course, it's based on nostalgia. But, on its own, you don't necessarily have to be into the lore of He-Man to enjoy this fucking movie. You could show, like, grandma this, and she'd be like, okay, I understand this. There's an evil skeleton man, and you have this magical fantasy land. You know, that's what it is. You know, and I think grandma would like it. I think kids would like it. But I've never heard of whoever played He-Man. I don't know this actor at all. This is totally fresh. I thought it was gonna be like Jason Momoa or some shit like that, or The Rock, or whoever the fuck. You know, his name is Bumfart though. He seems young. What is his name? Tom Holland? No, Nicholas Gelitzine. The Rock is too old. No. They just slap on some AI on it. Are you ready for the next Mattel Cinematic Universe movie? Well, not unless this movie outsells tickets by 4 times its production cost, which is not going to happen. You're not going to get that. But you know what fucked me up about this movie? Semi-spoiler. I forgot that Cringer, you know, the Battle Cat, which is not really a spoiler. He's on the screen. He talks. He fucking talks. I'm like, what? I thought it was like, you know, but he's like, oh, Prince Adam, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to catch up with you. Like, what? He talked in the cartoon. I totally forgot about that. Jay said the same thing. Did Red Letter Media review this? Did they hate this? It was a cash grab. Yep, they did. Fuck. Well, okay, that's... Well, my opinion is my own. I say this: I had a fucking good time watching this, and you know, it didn't need to be some sort of cinematic like masterpiece. It was just a good, fun. This is what I call a summer blockbuster. You know, it's not a blockbuster, but it's popcorn movie. You know, and the music was really good. I wish I could vineyard this for you guys tonight. You know, that's how much fun I have with this. But it is what it is. Do you think they'll do a sequel? I'd like to see a sequel, but last time I wanted a sequel to something, it kind of sucked. Like the FNAF movie. The FNAF 2 movie I saw off stream on Discord, and that was a mess. That movie did not work at all. Like, even as a sequel to something that builds on the foundation of the first movie, the second one was just like narratively and structure-wise, it was like, okay, what like point in the movie script over here now? Is this the point of no return? Like, oh, then the movie just kind of ends. Like Van. Golden Fedia. Let's see here. The only good scene in FNAF 2 was when Balloon Boy got fucking decapitated. Let's be honest, you're not even a FNAF fan, wrong in generation. You know what I like about movies? When you can watch something without knowing the context or the source material that well. I think that's why I liked about the original FNAF movie. I was like, okay, I get this now. Like, this was made for dumbasses like me, where I'm like, okay, now I know who William Afton is. Okay, now I get it. So the souls of dead children are inside these animatronics. I thought it was like, I had to watch like, you know, 10 video essays to get the gist of this. I was just confused. And that's why the first movie was awesome for me. I'm like, oh, that's what all this shit was about. Okay. The Mangler. Use a cam rip. Not a huge movie guy, but would someone with no knowledge of He-Man actually enjoy this? Oryx, I'm gonna tell you it straight. That is why this movie exists, man. Alright, Oryx. Hand on the Bible, hand on my heart. I don't know He-Man lore that well. I know it's, you know, it was originally a Mattel toy line with like these barbarian dudes just slugging it out, and eventually they made a cartoon series out of it and give the characters a little bit more of a backstory. And you know, so far you're on board, right? You know this too, right? And Skeletor is the goofy skeleton that does bad things. And you know, Prince Adam, He-Man, he's the good guy. Okay. That's the only lore you need to, like, get into this. Like, you don't need any fucking... Yeah, but what about Stinkor from Season 3? How does his B-plot go into this movie? Like, no. No. So this movie's an attempt to pass off the Mattel the Mutu. Oh, Master of the Universe to the new generation, because everyone that likes it is 30 years old and dying off. Was your theater showing the amazing digital circus, and if so, did all the kids and their parents lining up to watch long monologues and existential horror? I don't know what you're asking of me. Don't worry about it, okay? Ah, delicious drink. Last episode of Digital Circus movie in theaters. Did you see Skeletor in Fortnite? They're asking if you saw Digital Circus, fans. I saw this movie at 5 p.m. in the evening in a very sort of empty audience. And it was kind of like it's a Sunday at 5 p.m. Like, most people are like doing something different. But there was people there. But I will say this, I was the only person that went single there. And I don't remember the last time I went to see a movie, just me, alone. And that made me feel a little weird. I mean, I don't really care. But, you know, I was like... I felt like I was there on a mission. Like, it was just me in the movie, and I wish the other people could leave. Be like, guys, you don't earn this movie, okay? My voice, like, my name online, Vargskelethor, excuse you. They should be paying me to see this fucking movie. I paid $20 to them. And the only thing that would have been worse if I had to pay for a mug as well, you know? No fucking kudos, no credit. But I could have gone with friends, but I did kind of want to see this alone at the same time. What I really should have done is, there was a movie showing at, let me see the website here. Masters of the Universe. Yeah, at 8:30. The best way of seeing any movie, guys, is past 10 p.m. If you can watch a movie after midnight, that's the fucking best. Alright, let me tell you, some of the greatest movie experiences I've ever had in my life. I saw Resident Evil, like, Afterbirth, back in 2011 with a couple of friends. It was me, another friend, and another friend. And it was a completely fucking empty movie theater. A big, like, not an IMAX, but it was just us. And we could, like, throw popcorn and go, suck dick, dick, dick. Well, like, Leon Kennedy was there twerking, whatever that movie is all about. But, like, I'm just saying, I had a great movie theater experience because I was like us and the fucking big screen. In fact, I'd pay fucking extra money so you could rent out the movie theater so you could just be you and the movie screen and nothing else. Those movie theater seats, they're fucking comfortable, man. I could fall asleep on them. And I usually can't fall asleep sitting, but I was just like, oh yeah, this is it, man. Oof, 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 oof. I'm glad that Pat's in chat. Pat, do you remember years and years ago we had nothing to do down in southern Sweden, and we were like, okay, we need to do something because we paid for parking, and we have like 3 hours to kill. So we saw like Resident Evil, no, sorry, Jurassic Park Afterbirth 5. Fuck, whatever that movie was. Oh man, that movie was terrible. It was like, towards the end, it turned into Freddy Krueger, a Velociraptor. Like, there was a girl running around, like, hiding underneath the bed. And the Velociraptor was like, you know, fucking prime time, bitch. What the fuck? There was like a, yeah, there was a dinosaur winking at the camera, like, blink. It was a bad movie. It was a bad movie, man. But, guys, I don't want to take more of your time. But, see this movie, man. See this movie on behalf of me, so you can tell me how wrong I was. And actually, maybe don't give Hollywood money. That they have enough. But, no. Fuck what I said. I know going out to the movie. Listen, I took a bullet for you guys. I took a knife for you guys today. I went out to the fucking war zone, and I came back riding the horse that I saw out in the wilds, aka outside. I went into the movie theater, and I got this movie blasted into my head, and I came back, and now we're back in the bunker, and I can report back from the war. This movie was pretty good. So, my guide and tip for you. When this movie comes out on streaming, remember my words. It was better than expected. It's pretty good, actually. That wasn't a total waste of time. God, my tummy's upset. I really shouldn't have eaten the 5 pocket pizzas today and scarfed down a whole tub of mayonnaise. Okay. When can I rent it on DVD? There's a camera floating around already. Guys, I gotta be honest. If you're watching shit for camera, can you not just wait? Like, is it that important? The funniest part about cam rips, in my opinion, is when you watch something and, like, the audience is laughing, or the guy holding the camera is, like, breathing. It's like a seal. Gooning. Or eating popcorn. The Simpsons movie cam rip. there was a couple moments where I laughed out loud and no one else, because it was such an empty theater, and I'm like, God fucking damn it. I know people laugh at shit in the movies, but I felt like if I laugh out loud, they're all gonna like snap their heads towards where I'm sitting, where like, shh, or like they're gonna like judge me and think like, who's this fucking bald weirdo? There was a moment where he runs out with the sword from the store, and he tries to do like an action roll over a taxi, and he just can't quite get that jump right, and he's like, oh fuck. Like, that made me laugh out loud. There was a couple of moments that just made me laugh out loud, you know. But your laugh is too beautiful for normal movie goers. But yeah, as I said, with Skeletor in the restaurant and everything, like that made me laugh out loud. You know, that was great. But overall, I'd say this. Yeah, this movie was great. The only bad part about going to this movie is that, you know, when the movie credits were rolling, I was thinking, like, there's no way fucking Sony Productions is actually going to acknowledge me. You know, like, because, you know, I did Foley voice work for this, like little grunts and stuff for Skeletor, and, you know, as you know, I was in LA a couple of weeks ago when they wanted me there. And so I did a little bit of voice work for that, for the post-production of this, and I was wondering, will I be acknowledged, because I was barely paid for the job. And, you know, and you see there right in the special thanks, it says, you know, it says Alan Anderson, it says Paul, Richard, you know, it goes on, and then fucking in the corner of my eye as I'm ready to leave, Joey Vargskelethor. I'm like, holy fuck. And it was 11 people in the movie theater. But I stood the fuck up and I started yelling, yeah, look, God, I made it. Suck my dick. Suck my dick, God. See what happens. God is good. God is good. And I kept screaming and screaming, and the fucking guy at the door came and was like, hey, you shut up. And I went, no, you don't get it. You don't fucking get it. I'm in the movie. It's like, sir, keep your voice down. And I went, I'm a movie. Movie me. And it was going on and on for a while. And then I feel this like prick in my neck. And there was a guy with a blow dart, like a, and it hit me straight into the fucking neck. And I fucking passed out. And I woke up outside with no shirt on, covered in vomit. So that wasn't, like, super cool. But I will say this. The movie theater experience prior to that, up until that point, was pretty good. So yeah, when this comes out on streaming, or if you want to see it now, I guess. I mean, I can't promise you'll have a good time, but I did. And, you know, eye of the beholder and all that shit. But on streaming, I'd say, one of these days I'm going to stream it on the Vineyard or whatever that is. And I'll be like, this wasn't Morbius at all. This was actually way better than I thought. And I'll be like, see, I fucking told you, man. You know. So y'all know he's lying, right? I don't lie, I fly. That reminds me of I was flying yesterday because we had a really bad thunderstorm, and I was like, you know, I don't want to stream like a lightning bolt to strike the apartment and, you know, render the videos all corrupted. So I fly up to God, and I said, hey, could you stop that? Because he was farting directly into a storm cloud, causing massive braps into the atmosphere. And I said, yo, homie, quit that. And he said, my bad, G. And I said, okay. And I flew back and I started streaming Slumny Tubbies. Bro, just saying shit. But my point of the story, at the very end of that, I felt this weird, sharp, like, prick in my neck. And I was like, what is that? And someone had shot a blow dart right into my fucking neck. You know, and I was standing up, clapping, going, yeah. And I woke up, you know, without any socks on, covered in vomit. So that wasn't very nice. But I will say this. Alright, guys, thanks for watching my review. This has been a sponsored stream by Sony Marvel Productions. If you too have friends you'd like to tell them about the movie, you can enter in the code JESUPS. JESUPS. Jesus. Anyway, yeah, I enjoyed the movie. Okay, thanks. Sorry that I was so cynical before. This movie kind of blew my balls off a little bit. I enjoyed it. Bye.